Hello, Pokemon trainers! Welcome back to some Pokemon Battle Spot singles battles on iStarly TV. I have a team that I'm using from the Pokemon Global Link QR scanner, so I will post a link to this team's QR code in the description. I encourage you to check it out. It's a very powerful team. I've been using it quite a bit for the past couple weeks, and it's been doing really well for me. It's got some strong Pokemon. Before I do get into the battles, though, I would like to encourage you to follow me on Twitter and also follow me on Twitch. I streamed last weekend and I plan to start streaming again very soon and a lot more consistently. With streaming, you will be able to battle me, you'll be able to trade me, and you'll be able to have me rate some of your Pokemon's nicknames. The way that we're going to do all of that is we will be introducing a form of currency in the stream. So if you hang out every minute that you hang out with us in stream, you will get one coin. One coin for every minute. And battling me, trading me, stuff like that will cost you a certain number of coins. So it encourages you to hang out with us and, use your coins to do different things like that. And there's a lot of different features as well. So there will be a link to my Twitch channel in the description. Go ahead and follow me on there if you're interested. And we will be streaming very soon. And like I said, I'll try to start streaming more frequently, maybe once a week if possible. So let's take a look at the opponent's team here. They've got some interesting things going on. What I'm going to do here is lead with my Breloom, which is kind of my most common lead here, and then go for Hippowdon and Excadrill. This team that I'm using is a sand team, if you couldn't tell. It's got Excadrill with Sand Rush, and then it's got Hippowdon to set up the sand. Breloom is a great way to kind of thwart a lot of common leads, and just good Pokemon in general. It can do a lot of damage with Mach Punch, Rock Tomb, Bullet Seed, and it also has Spore and Focus Sash. And then the other three are just kind of there to balance out the team and maybe deal with threats that would otherwise beat my main sweeper, which is Excadrill. But 8 times out of 10, I'm bringing Breloom, Hippowdon, and Excadrill. And I know that's probably not the best way to go, but it's been working really well for me. I was playing on my other DS. Unfortunately, I do have some of those battles saved, but it's just the battle video. It's not like the whole battle. And I went 10-1. I went on a 10-1 streak. It was pretty crazy. I think I won 9 games in a row with this team, and then I lost one, and then I won another one. So very good record with the team. Unfortunately, my record's not that good yet because I had to move over to this 3DS system. You can't use more than one 3DS system to do Battle Spot. You have to keep it on one. If you try to use it on another, it'll reset your rank. My opponent leads with Tapu Lele, which is actually not bad for me. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually just going to go for the Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed can potentially kill Tapu Lele, pretty standard Tapu Lele, and they will be faster than me, and they will destroy me with their Psychic. However, because I have Focus Sash, I can live any hit from them, and if they switch out, it just gives me a little bit of damage on whatever they switch into. I think Breloom is usually Focus Sash, so I think most people would probably expect that, but maybe my opponent didn't know, or maybe they just want to take me down to the Sash anyway. That is going to... if I hit 3 times, that could kill. Oh man, I only hit twice. Oh man, okay. So it looks like Breloom's going to be dead here. What's my best option? That's actually pretty bad for me because I cannot Mach Punch. I could switch into Hippowdon, but I'm not sure how well Hippowdon can take a Psychic. Let's take a look at my opponent's team. Huh. Okay. I'm just trying to see if Excadrill can finish the game. Scizor could be a problem against Excadrill because I can't kill it with a Steel-type move. Huh. I think my best bet here is just to let Breloom die. I'm going to go for Spore just in case by some miracle my opponent switches out or does something crazy. But there's like a 99% chance that my opponent's just going to kill my Breloom anyway, so that's what I expected. But I do want to get Breloom out of there so I can bring Hippowdon in safely. I think Excadrill can have a decent time sweeping... oh, no, okay. I need to get up Sand first, and then Excadrill will outspeed everything on my opponent's team. What I'm going to want to prioritize as well is getting up my Stealth Rock, because that can break any potential Sashes on my opponent's team. If my opponent is Choice Specs Tapu Lele, they might just one-hit KO Hippowdon with Psychic. However, my Hippowdon is max HP, max special defense. I'm going to set up Stealth Rock here. If they're like Choice Scarfed or something, they're not going to be hitting that hard, but it's still going to hit pretty hard here. Okay, yeah, I take that really well. Well, that's going to be a 2-hit KO, so it means that I won't be able to kill Tapu Lele with Earthquake, but gotta do what you gotta do. This will weaken them a little more, which is nice. I am going to go for the Earthquake just in case by some miracle I survive the Psychic, or my opponent, you know, goes into something else. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that Hippowdon's going down to this Psychic here. Oh, yeah, it was really close. Pretty close. So now what I'm going to be able to do is go into Excadrill and really just attempt to sweep. I mean, I might lose here if my opponent has something that can take on Excadrill. I don't think my opponent has anything with Intimidate, so that's good for me to know. Let's take a look. Let's scout here. Let's see how this is going to go. So I'm going to take on, or I'm going to kill Tapu Lele. If my opponent has Porygon, because I have the Z move here. Oops. I have the Corkscrew Crash, which is going to deal a significant amount of damage, and will probably one-hit KO anything my opponent brings in, except Scizor. So who do I want to use the Corkscrew Crash on? If my opponent has Vivillon, then I can just go with regular Iron Head or even Rock Slide, and that'll easily take that out. I'm going to want to save the Z move for Porygon 2 or Garchomp, either of those two. So let's go ahead and go Iron Head here. If my opponent has Porygon 2 and Garchomp, that's going to be very tricky because I don't think Earthquake can kill Porygon or Garchomp at full health. So I'm going to have to be a little worried about that. I get a critical hit, it obviously does not matter. And the Psychic Train's gone, which means my opponent cannot hit me with... Oh, sorry, they can hit me with priority moves now. They only have Scizor, and well, they also have Azumarill, so that actually matters, the fact that the Psychic Train is gone now. If Psychic Train were still up, that would help me significantly. So my opponent goes into Garchomp. I do think that a Corkscrew Crash can one-hit KO Garchomp, I believe. Again, if my opponent's last Pokemon is Porygon 2, that's actually not terrible, because I can maybe get off a Swords Dance before going for Earthquake. That is considering that this Corkscrew Crash one-hit KOs Garchomp. If this doesn't, then I just lose right here, because they'll live it. If they live it, then they can just go for Earthquake, and that'll easily kill my Excadrill. So we're going to see here. I have a feeling this is going to annihilate the Garchomp, though. This is an extremely powerful move. It's 160 base power with Stab that comes out to 240 base power. That's kind of like Explosion without killing me. Yeah, so I do one-hit KO the Garchomp. That is perfect. If my opponent's last Pokemon is Vivillon, I'm pretty sure I win. If it is Azumarill, that's kind of scary. I could lose. But Stealth Rock and Sand are going to help me. Man, okay. What do I do here? I'm not sure Earthquake can kill Azumarill, because Azumarill's fairly bulky. This is awkward. I could just lose right here, because if they go for Waterfall, I'm tempted to just go for Iron Head and try to get a flinch. Because I don't think I die. I definitely don't die to a Aqua Jet unless they're like Choice Banded. Huh. They could be like Belly Drum though. That would be terrible. I could go for Iron Head, try to go for the flinch. The thing is, Iron Head is very likely not killing them. I don't think Earthquake is either. Do I have time to calc it? I don't think I do, to be honest. I'm not going to try to calc it. We're just going to play the game. Does Earthquake kill? I'm going to go for Iron Head. I just feel like Earthquake does not kill Azumarill. Okay, that's not bad. I can't take two of those. Oh no. Oh no, I need to kill them here then. And I'm not going to. Wow. And they have Citrus Berry. Okay. Oh, that's game. That's game. I think they might be Choice Banded. I just lost to someone. They have a much lower ranking than us, so this is going to bring us down significantly, which is really awkward, but that's okay. Let's go for the Earthquake. It doesn't matter. They're just going to kill us with Aqua Jet now. So they're not Choice Banded, obviously. I know I said that they might be, but clearly they're not. It's just that Excadrill has good HP, but not good defense, and it's weak to water, so that's gonna bring it down. That was a good game. Yeah, that was a good game. I think that was well enough played on my opponent's part. On my end, maybe I could have chosen the team a little better. Excadrill wasn't fantastic against my opponent's team, although it still did work. I mean, this Excadrill is very powerful in the sand. It can outspeed pretty much anything. But I've been finding that more bulky Pokemon like Porygon 2, or as you saw, Azumarill can definitely shut it down. I won't save that. Yes. Alright, let's try to get another one, maybe two. At least one more, though. If this one takes a little while, then, and let me change the music, I always forget. We'll do the... Well, I always do Battle Royale, so we'll do something like Gladian or something if I can find it. Or we'll do Lucamine version 2. Alright, this person's right around our ranking, so this will be an interesting battle, I think. Oh, God. Never mind. Never mind. It's not going to be an interesting battle. Well, it could be. They've got the Eevee team with the Eevee that I'm assuming has Extreme Evo Boost. And then they have Espeon, which is going to try to bounce back any status like Taunt or Thunder Wave or stuff like that. This looks really annoying. This type of team is annoying to face if you don't execute the strategy well. Now let's take a look. I think that I want to bring Excadrill here. I mean, Excadrill destroys everything on their team except for Umbreon. I think I just want to, right off the bat, just go for this. So what I'm going to do is go lead with Hippowdon, right? Or do I want to lead with Breloom? Huh. Man, yeah, I'm pretty bad at choosing the right Pokemon, but I feel like, I mean, Excadrill is going to be valuable here because it can destroy everything. So, yeah, I'm going to lead with Hippowdon, and then go with Excadrill, because I want to get that sand up right away. And then, what, Salamence? It hits hard. Or Lele. Lele can deal a lot of damage. Oh, man, this is awkward. I have to choose something now. Which is better? Breloom sounds decent too, but only if I'm leading with it. So I'm gonna go with Lele here. Maybe that's terrible. My goal here is just to prevent them from setting up the Extreme Evo Boost with Eevee. Like if I can whirlwind them out with Hippowdon, or if I can just kill them before they do that, then that'll be ideal. But we're gonna see what happens here. My opponent's team is pretty weak to Earthquake, so that's important to keep in mind. If they lead with Eevee, that's fine. They do lead with Sylveon. I want to go for Stealth Rock, but the thing is, if they go into Espeon, that's going to be pretty bad for me. But like, what else can I do, you know? I think Sylveon might be setting up too. I'm going to go for the Yawn here and see what happens. If they go into Espeon, that's okay. I can just go right into Excadrill and try to stomp on them before they set up the Evo Boost. I mean, I've gotten swept by Extreme Evo Boost Eevee before. It's very annoying. Okay, this does nothing. This just does nothing. And going for Yawn is going to force a switch on them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go for the Earthquake just in case they go into Espeon. And if they stay in, then that's perfectly fine with me as well, because I get a free switch into Excadrill. And if they go into Eevee, they're not going to take an Earthquake well at all. So I feel like this is just a good play. Now, the worst case scenario is they go into Umbreon, but getting prior damage on Umbreon is going to be important as well. They do go into Flareon, which I find to be kind of questionable. I don't know if they thought I was going to go for something else. But obviously, I'm just going to go for the Earthquake here, and this is probably going to do a lot of damage to Flareon. Ooh, yeah, it just takes it out, yeah. See, this Eevee team it can be very annoying, but you have to get it going. If you don't, then it just doesn't matter. It's just not that good. Their last is Umbreon. Interesting. Okay. What do I do here? I'll set up rocks. I don't think Umbreon gets taunt. So there's not a lot that they can really do to me here that's going to really hurt me. Like, Foul Play isn't going to do that much. And I think this just shows that I'm in a really good position here. Like, I'm probably winning this one, I think. I don't know why they didn't bring the Eevee. Maybe they just felt like their team was poorly suited against mine. Like, Eevee itself was poorly suited against my team. Gonna go for the Earthquake here just to get damage. Now, I actually just want my opponent to kill me as soon as possible, so I can just go into Excadrill and hopefully win the game. But what I'm going to try to do here is get as much damage as possible on the Umbreon, so that when I'm finally able to go into Excadrill... Although the thing is, Excadrill does not need Sand to beat Umbreon and Sylveon. It is naturally faster than those two, so yeah, just going to spam Earthquake, get as much damage on this Umbreon as possible until I die, and then Excadrill should win the game. If they do kill me this turn, I'll go into Excadrill. I'll just go the Z move. I'll go Corkscrew Crash, which I want to say will kill Umbreon. And then Iron Head will just obliterate Sylveon anyway, so I think that we're in a pretty good spot. If my opponent would do something. I like Umbreon a lot. Come on, opponent. If you finish the game now, we can try to get one more. but if you're going to take long... Oh man. I'll cut ahead to when my opponent makes a move. Okay, they go for the Toxic, which it's kind of weird, but yeah. See, because I just don't want them to heal. I don't want them to go for like, well, they could have Wish. We know they have Toxic. They have Foul Play. What else could Umbreon have? I'm not sure. If they don't have any forms of recovery, then that's great for me. I can't imagine what item they would have. Yeah, I'm probably dead next turn, so again, I'm just going to go for the Earthquake, try to get as much damage on this thing as possible. Hopefully they just attack me and kill me. They have a Z move. Oh, Moonlight. Oh, that's annoying, yeah. And I think they're going to recover more health because Sand is up, is that correct? Or do they recover less? Maybe they recover less because Sand is up. Well, hopefully I die here so I can just go into Excadrill and punish them. Please die. Please die, Hippowdon. I'm sorry, but you're not my Hippowdon, so I don't really care if you die. No, I'm just kidding. I like Hippowdon. It's pretty cool. Alright, so Hippowdon's down. That means we're going to go into Excadrill and just pretty much win the game. And then we've got Tapu Lele in the back, which should be uncontested. Alright. At this point, I don't even know if I need to go for Corkscrew Crash. Maybe I might as well, though. I'm going to. And just show it off. If they go into Sylveon, that could be... Well, if they go into Sylveon, I'll win anyway. Because then I'll obviously destroy the Sylveon. And then they would go back into Umbreon. They would take more Rocks damage, and I'd be able to easily kill them with Earthquake. So, yeah, this is pretty good. What item does Umbreon have? Does their Umbreon have maybe, like, Rocky Helmet or something? That might be an option here. So... Yeah. Dead. Very easily dead. And then Sylveon cannot take an Iron Head from Excadrill, and if by some miracle it can, then I'll just go into Tapu Lele and spam Psychic until Sylveon is dead. So, good game. I'll get one more. These first two games were kind of weird. Like the first one was decent actually, but then this one was just against a mono Eevee team, which seems kind of gimmicky. So we'll try something else afterwards, just so you can see the true power of this team. And again, I do encourage you to try it out yourself, to download it for yourself and try some battle spot battles with it, because it's really powerful. A lot of people don't expect it. Excadrill itself, just being faster than everything with Sand Rush, is just super good. And then a lot of the time, people don't expect Corkscrew Crash, the Steel Z move, and you can really catch people off guard and just obliterate Pokemon that would otherwise wall you, like Venusaur or even in some cases Landorus. There are few things that can survive a Corkscrew Crash from Excadrill. So we'll cut ahead till we have another battle. Alright, we found someone with a little bit of a higher rating, so hopefully we can pull through a win here. My opponent's team is fairly standard. I've noticed that when I try to lead with Breloom, my opponents often lead with Mamoswine. So what I'm going to do here, Tapu Lele seems decent. I'm tempted to also lead with Hippowdon to get up rocks. My opponent's team is kind of weak to Stealth Rock. Let's see. And then Venusaur is a problem. Yeah, I don't think Breloom's that good here. Breloom is very good against Greninja, but that's about it. It's decent against Ferrothorn, but not really. I'm tempted to bring Volcarona. Volcarona struggles against Mamoswine, though, but it helps me a lot against Ferrothorn. Togekiss. How do I beat Togekiss? Tapu Lele is good against Venusaur. Volcarona is not very good against Venusaur. Honestly, I think I'd bring Volcarona here just because Ferrothorn can kind of shut my team down. Although, again, Venusaur can also... Maybe I just don't bring the Sand? Though I want to get up rocks. Maybe I go Hippowdon, Volcarona, and Lele? I think that might be correct. Because Excadrill doesn't look that good. Yeah, I'm just going to go like that. Maybe I should lead with something else. Oh, no, come on. This always happens. Yeah, I don't know if bringing the Sand or bringing the pair of Hippowdon and Excadrill is particularly great in this situation. So we're going to see. We're going to find out. I'm used to bringing Excadrill and Hippowdon, and I really like the two together, but We'll have to branch out here and see if the team can function without Sandstream. Or Sand Rush, sorry. We'll still have Sandstream. We'll see. My opponent's team's pretty solid. They do lead with Venusaur. That is pretty annoying. What's my best bet here? I'm going to set up the rocks because if they bring Charizard or Togekiss, that's going to help us significantly. Actually, there's a good chance that they didn't bring Charizard because it looks like they have 2 Megas. They could have 2 Megas. They could have Mega Venusaur and or Mega Charizard, and regular Charizard is just not good. So I'm assuming they have 2 Megas on their team, and then maybe every battle they just choose which one's better. So it looks like this battle they chose Venusaur, which is a good play on my opponent's part because Mega Venusaur is very good. And this could really hinder me if my opponent has Greninja, because assuming my Hippowdon dies, I'll go into Tapu Lele to threaten the Venusaur, and then if my opponent goes into Greninja, then that'll nullify my Psychic, which will be pretty bad for me. So what I'm going to do here is just go for the Whirlwind and hopefully shuffle around their Greninja, since it looks like I'm very likely to live a Giga Drain. Yes, okay. They will get up to full health, which is annoying, but then the sand will bring him down a little bit more. Oh, never mind. I'm whirlwinding them before they take sand damage. That's kind of awkward. And they do go into Greninja, which is cool for me because it allows me to see that they have Greninja. I don't believe you're allowed to bring Battle Bond Greninja on Battle Spot, so I'm going to assume that's the case. And that's actually better for me, because if this was Battle Bond Greninja, then I'd be in big trouble. They are going to go for Scald, though, and that's going to allow them to obviously kill me. And they are a pure water type now, which means I can just go into Tapu Lele and go for Psychic. And if they have Ferrothorn, then I'm in trouble. Huh. Yeah, we'll see here. If they don't have Ferrothorn, then Tapu Lele can pretty much sweep them. If they do have Ferrothorn, on the other hand, I am in a little bit of trouble. This is an interesting situation to be in. I don't think there's any reason for me not to go for Psychic here, so I'm gonna go for it. Maybe if they go into Ferrothorn, I'll get like a special defense drop or something. Oh, if they stay in, perfect. That's actually great for me. Yeah, that is gonna kill Greninja. Greninja has terrible defenses. And if they don't have Ferrothorn, I could just win with Tapu Lele alone. Fingers crossed. Come on. No Pharaoh. No Pharaoh. Hashtag no Pharaoh. Mamoswine. Awesome. That's awesome. So, I could just sweep here. It's possible that I just sweep. We'll see, though. We'll see. Psychic. Because they can't use Ice Shard against my Lele, and even if they did, I probably wouldn't die. But having Rocks up is important because Mamoswine is usually Focus Sash. Perfect, I take it out. Oh, that was a crit. That might have mattered because Mamoswine's pretty bulky, but at the same time, Tapu Lele hits really hard. So that's probably game in my favor because I don't think Mega Venusaur can take a really powerful Psychic in Psychic terrain. It is weak to Psychic. So that was pretty awesome. And then if Venusaur does happen to live, then I can probably just go into Volcarona. And Stealth Rock is actually going to help me out in a big way right there. It's going to deal a little bit of extra damage to the Venusaur. Stealth Rock is awesome. It helps so much. And that's dead, just as we expected. So that was a good game. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I won the last 2 and I lost the first one. Crazy stuff. I did beat someone who is higher than I am, so that's always fun. So I encourage you to check out the team. Please subscribe for more Pokemon Sun and Moon content and leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a comment below also if you have any teams that you'd like me to use or any suggestions for anything. And also follow me on Twitch and Twitter because we will be streaming soon. And we've got a little currency going on, so I can trade you Pokemon, or I can battle you, or I can rate your Pokemon nicknames on stream if you save up enough coins. So if you just hang out in the stream, you'll rack up enough coins and we can totally battle or trade or rate nicknames or just a bunch of other things. So check it out. I'll hopefully see you very soon, and I hope you have a wonderful day.